I'm Jeff Badger. I am an artist and educator based in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. I'm also the president of Friends of Aomori, which is the nonprofit organization that supports the sister state relationship between Maine and Aomori, Japan. This project has been going on for about 5 years, but the relationship between Maine and Aomori actually dates back to 1889, when a ship from Maine crashed off the coast of Shariki, which is now part of Aomori, Japan. Many of the sailors were rescued by Japanese fishermen who nursed them back to health, and they eventually made their way home. That started the relationship that has been an official sister state relationship for over 25 years now. We started this project, my colleague in Japan, Jiro Ono, who is the director of the Munakata Shiko Memorial Museum of Art in Aomori. Mr. Ono and I have been organizing the exchange of 10 prints between our two states. So we collect 2 sets of prints and send them to each other, building these 2 matching collections. And then we exhibit them in Japan and simultaneously in the United States. This collection, which now numbers over 100 prints, has been shown all over the state. We've been to York, Eastport, Fort Kent, and lots of places in between. Nonprofit art centers, such as Common Street Arts here in Waterville, and then also libraries, nonprofit galleries, and other types of public spaces. And it brings together a really fantastic collection of artists of all different ages and all different stages in their career. Plus, it's really exciting as a Maine-based artist to be able to have your work exhibited in Japan. The exchanges are really exciting additional kind of layer that allow artists to not only send their work and exhibit their work in other countries, but then also to be able to visit each other and learn a lot about the printmaking and artistic traditions in each of our respective countries.
It's so much like Maine there. That's the thought that kept like, oh, this is so much like home.
We are, in particular, are connected by printmaking, but Maine and Aomori connected by landscape and connected by aquaculture and connected by education, all of the things connected by our similar city structures, the Aomori City in Portland.
I also enjoyed how close to Maine Aomori Prefecture is. Just physically, the weather, the people, the things that people do.
But it's also very different in a lot of different ways, and that's okay.
I remember when the printmakers came to visit, one of their questions was, why do you need all of this stuff? And I said, yeah, I wonder that too.
We learn from our differences, and so the ways in which we do things differently is where another culture sort of made different decisions or solved problems differently. And then our similarities was where we find our friendship and our fellowship.
辻さんの準備は別です。はい。So that this is that tool is the extension of your arm. So that's every artist using different tools and different selections. So it's very important, very detailed to pick that tools.
When looking at some of the differences between the prints from Maine and from Japan, we see some really interesting variations in methodology. So we have with this piece here is a traditional black and white hanga print. Almost all the prints that we see here from Japan are printed by hand individually. Within the American prints, you see a lot less traditional methodology, but you also see a lot of different introductions of different tools, such as this letterpress print by Pilar Nadal, an artist in Portland, and we also have linoleum cuts and shinkoe and lots of different types of printmaking all mixed up together, kind of in a more experimental manner than we often see from Japan. However, all of this is informed by traditional Japanese printmaking techniques. It's really interesting to see kind of the nexus and crossover between the two different groups of artists.
You know, they know what printmaking is, and it's a strong part of their culture. You know, they teach it in the schools, in the grade schools. It's more of an understanding. And I think that's probably the majority of the difference I see.
The idea that there would be something like that would be supported by the community. They have such a fabulous museum.
The warmth of the people that we met was really striking. The fact that they were very excited to meet with us and talk with us about our practices and about what we did here and why we're interested in Aomori, that was really fantastic. It was clear to me, and I think to the entire group, that they were excited to see us and excited to have us there and excited just to know who we were and to have us know them.
That's why artists should travel, because there's no real way of knowing what effect these trips are going to have on me or my work or my community. But what is kind of certain is that it will have an effect, that there will be some sort of influence that will potentially shape how we move forward with our ideas.
We're not the only ones in the world who make prints. And everybody is connected by a similar technique and process, but we all attack it in different ways, and to see that variety is also really important.
When artists do trip like this, no matter where in the world they are, they're bringing those nuggets of knowledge and inspiration and excitement back to this very small insular community. And that's what makes us as a country great, because we aren't based on one tradition, we're based on all of them.